2024 was a very interesting year. It was a year, that's for sure. I don't really have a plan for this video, so it's kind of going to be all over the place. Yeah, just kind of unpacking what happened in 2024. I would say the biggest things that happened in 2024 could be divided up into the Twitch and YouTube category, the college category, the family issues category, and yeah, I think that's about, I think those are like the three major categories, and then maybe like a few subcategories. And the mental health crisis category. That was a big part of it. But anyways, the beginning of 2024 was bad. Let's see. I started off, I think I had the flu is what I had. I had the flu. It was really bad. I was out of commission for like a week, and like for like 3 or 4 of those days, I don't remember like anything what happened. But anyways, I started off sick. I missed like the first week of classes, and I got really behind in my business calculus class. That was hell. That class, that was awful. And yeah, so I started off the college semester with, I started off in agricultural economics, and then I switched to agricultural communications and journalism, and neither one of those I was happy in. The people were fine. I was just so unhappy. I was so unhappy. I didn't like being there. I didn't particularly care for studying in the College of Ag. That's just me, though. But, yeah, very unhappy. I got behind in classes right off the bat. I wasn't really talking to, like, anybody, like, early this year. So, like, I don't know. I was kind of disconnected from a lot of people. And my mental health was in the gutter. It was bad. I was so unhappy. I was so just done with everything. It was very bad. I was a broken person at the beginning of this year. But I would say that that lasted like 5 months. I want to say that went away when the semester went away. And luckily, I also got, at the beginning of the year, I also got on and off of antidepressants. I was on antidepressants for like the first 6 months of the year. Well, no, I was depressed for like the first 6 months of the year, and I got on antidepressants like, I don't know, like March or something, like February or March or something like that, and then slowly got off of that by the time, like, I don't know, midsummer or so. And so that was interesting. Those helped a lot. I'm no longer on medication, but that makes me believe in medicine being able to treat stuff like depression, because, like, you know, oftentimes people are like, oh, you're depressed, just, you know, like, get up and do something. Which, like, yeah, fair enough, I can agree with that. But, like, I was at a point where I was unable to leave my room. I could not leave. I just couldn't. I tried to brute force myself, like, for weeks. I just could not. And luckily, taking the antidepressants, that kind of got me out of that shell and allowed me to actually go do stuff. And I feel like I treated them well because I'm no longer on them. I treated them as the tool they're supposed to be. I got on them, I got good, and I got off of them. But that was very interesting. God, that was awful at the beginning of the year. So yeah, there was that. I was depressed as a person in my personal life. I hated being in college. I ended up, I didn't fail business calculus, but I ended up having to Q drop it because I think I had a 57, like after the 3rd exam or something like that. It was probably worse than that. It was probably like a 50. But yeah, I ended up having to Q drop that class. So I finished out the semester with only 9 hours of credits. And then I ended up having to take business calculus over the summer, which sucked. The teacher was awesome, but I hate business calculus. So that I ended up passing with a 71. C's get degrees. But I ended up passing with a 71, and yeah, got that. That was my only summer class. And Josie, you want to sit? You want to sit? Oh, there you go. There you go. And so the summer was fine. Summer is when I really started like doing like really heavy like long streams and like a lot of like just dumb little YouTube videos, me sitting at my desk and stuff. That's when that really took off. But yeah, summer happened. Summer was fine, but summer was also stressful because I nearly lost over $10,000. So what had happened was I was 18. I didn't really know anything, and student living, which by the way, if you ever sign stuff with student living, make sure you're reading the fine print. Make sure you actually know what you're signing on to, because student living is scummy. They will do everything to cheat young, inexperienced adults out of as much money as they can. But basically what had happened was I had, I was living at a place last year. I was living at a different place last year. And I ended up re-signing with them like in October for like another year because I don't know, I was like, oh, what do I do? They were telling me like, oh, lock in your rate. I made a whole video about like locking in rates and stuff like that, scummy. But anyway, I ended up signing to that. And then my roommate, Elijah, he wanted to move places. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go with you. And we ended up signing to a different place, which is where we are right now. And I didn't realize it, but at the time, like, I thought I would just be able to cancel the lease, like, cancel it because, like, I thought it was, like, the way they phrased it made it seem like it was, like, secure your lowest rate. Like, they didn't make it sound like, oh, sign for another year. They were like, secure the lowest rate for the next year. I don't know. It was I don't remember how they phrased it, but it was, like, the way they phrased it, I was like, I better sign it. And then you know, it was the way they phrased all this stuff. It was like, oh, I'll be able to get rid of that, no problem. It ended up being a problem because I was about to have to pay for 2 leases starting in like August of 2024. And so I was like, I have to get rid of this lease. And I tried to talk to them about it, and they're like, oh, there's nothing really we can do. You just have to find someone to take over your lease. I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to do this. So I spent months trying to find somebody to take over my lease, and eventually I did. Thankfully, it was very last minute, but thankfully somebody did do that. Otherwise, I would have lost like probably over $10,000 from that. That would have been awful. That was very, very stressful. And then, of course, the moving process, there was like a 2-week gap in between the places I was moving. And so, like, I had to, like, move half my stuff to a storage unit in College Station and then take the other half, like, with me up here that, like, I actually needed. And then, yeah, no, that was bad. That whole moving process was awful. But at least I got to move in early to the place we're living right now. I got early move-in for some reason. So I got in before the big rush of move-in day. And then after that, it was kind of smooth sailing. I started off my fall 24 semester with... I started that off in agricultural communications. I was still in agricultural communications. I passed my business scout class over the summer. I was done with math. I was like, okay, I will be able to enjoy agricultural communications more. I was wrong. That is not for me. The people are absolutely lovely. Like, the prof and the TAs were absolutely lovely. They were willing to help us, like, every step of the way. But, my God, I remember walking into class, and the prof said, all right, guys, today we're not going to be looking at the syllabus because that's boring. This is the first day of the semester. We're not going to be looking at the syllabus because that's boring. Instead, we're going to be making vision boards on Canva. You can use pictures from Pinterest. I was like, no. And I never went to that class again. That's when I speed ran the process of switching my major, and college at that point, switching my major from agricultural communications and journalism in the College of Ag and Life Sciences over to history in the College of Arts and Sciences. So I speed ran that process in like a week, I think, and then I eventually got moved over to general studies so I could be a history major. And yeah, that was stressful because that happened very quickly, very soon at the beginning of the semester. And then for fall 25 semester, I had several other classes, but I had 2 history classes. I was like, I'm going to take 2 history classes. I'm going to get started on my history stuff, and I got approved for the classes. I was like, sweet, I'm taking these classes now. And about a week later, after the the adding and dropping classes deadline passed, I got a notification from, I think it was like financial aid or something, and they were like, "Oh, by the way, you can't take this history class, or else we're gonna drop your federal funding, like federal subsidized funding for schooling." I was like, "You didn't tell me that when I registered," but turns out I had taken like too many 200 level classes. So it's like the information's there and I could have known, but I was approved for the classes and I didn't know. So like, how was I supposed to know that? And they told me after the ad drop deadline. But luckily I emailed a few people. They told me like the day it had to be due or whatever. So that was extra stressful. But yeah. I ended up emailing somebody higher up, and they emailed me back. They were very nice, and they got that whole situation figured out. So they got me into that situation, and then they got me out of that situation. So that was fine. But it was stressful for those days there. It was like, oh no, like I'm gonna lose my funding. Because that's like one of my big things is I didn't want to graduate college with debt. That's like my number one thing is I don't want to graduate college with debt, any debt of any kind. What are you looking at, Just Boss? Oh, you're looking at the kitty in the tree? Kitty's in the tree over there. But anyways, so yeah, switched over to history, and then I ended up dropping one of those history classes, so I had 4 classes in total. One of them was a history class. And yeah, honestly, the semester was pretty easy. It was pretty, I say easy, it was enjoyable. It was easier compared to the other semesters when I was doing stuff I hated. But this semester was fine. I ended up finishing the semester with all A's too, so that's a big plus. But yeah, the semester in college as a whole for this semester was pretty chill. But this semester is also when family stuff started going down. Oh, and also at some point over the summer, we had also lost probably like the nicest, sweetest horse ever. That horse passed away here, one of our horses. That horse passed away. He was a sweet horse, very sweet. But unfortunately, he passed away. And also, unfortunately, Molly, a goat who I've pretty much grown up with. I think Molly was like 17 or something when she died. She was an old goat, but she also passed away during the summer. So that was just kind of adding on to it, adding on to the year. But and then and I don't mean to laugh when I'm doing this, but it's just like, I don't know, I don't really know how else to react. And then there's just like, this year has been such a year. I don't like being sad about things, so I don't know, I kind of choose not to be sad about things. I don't know, it's like, it's unfortunate I am sad, but like I choose not to, like, I don't know, I choose not to feel sappy for what has been. It's like, I don't know, like, you know, it's the way of life, it's what happened, I can't change it, so why on earth should I beat myself up about it? I don't know, that's just me though. But that happened, that was unfortunate, that was sad. And then come around to September, smooth sailing, and my grandmother had a bunch of problems, and she ended up going to hospice where she passed away. And that was a sad day, but at the end of the day, there for the last few weeks, last few months, her quality of life wasn't that good, and I don't know, she wasn't in good shape, she was suffering, so I know she's in a better place now, but it's still sad that, you know, we don't have her here with us, just, you know, selfish human side, you know, I want them there right now, but I know she's in a better place than she was right now, so that makes me happy. And so that happened, which, you know, my grandmother passed away, and so that meant that my mom had to take care of the will and stuff for all that. That's still getting sorted out. Luckily, my mom's sister, the other heir, they aren't like at war with each other. They're super chill with each other, so there's like nobody's butting heads. There's no drama on that end, so that's really good. It's just taking a while for like the legality stuff. But anyways, so mom had to take care of that, but at the same time she was taking care of that legality stuff. She was no longer taking care of her mom, my grandmother. She was no longer taking care of my grandmother, so that was good. That was a weight off of her shoulders. because she also had to take care of my dad, who has for a really long time now shown significant mental and physical decline. He's been showing it for a really long time, and this year has been really bad for him. We're early dementia coupled with Parkinson's and dyskinesia and all the stuff that comes with that. It's just not good all the way around. But I think it was like a week, 2 weeks, something like that, before Thanksgiving. My dad had a big breakdown that made us all realize that he couldn't stay at home anymore. He couldn't be at home anymore. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff that I won't go into that went down. Everybody's fine. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's in the best place they can be right now. That's the best way I can put it. But yeah, that went down, and then we were like, oh, Dad is a danger to himself. He's a danger to the things around him. He's a danger to the animals. It's just he couldn't stay at home anymore. And then that's when a few things went down, yada yada. Anyways, he's at a facility right now. He's in a lockdown ward because mental state, he just can't really do much of anything. So he's confused all the time. He hallucinates. He's it's hard to reason with Dad, especially in these later years, because of his hallucinations and all the stuff he dealt with and his mental decline. He was quite literally living in a different reality from reality. It's hard to reason. You couldn't reason with him because he was living in a different reality. So that made it extra difficult for Mom. Of course, I don't live here all the time, here at home all the time. I live in College Station. And so, I didn't get any of the direct stuff that Mom had to deal with. I don't know how she dealt with it. She was a trooper, that's for sure. But, I'm having to listen to this from afar. It's well, I can't do anything. I'm all the way down in College Station. And, I can only come back for, breaks and stuff. But that was difficult hearing that. But I know that Dad's where he needs to be right now. He's in a facility. He's being took care of. And honestly, Mom's doing, better than she, has in years. Because she's no longer has to take care of both my dad and my grandmother. So she's doing good, and Dad's doing good. He's in a facility. He's being took care of. He's getting the help he needs and has needed for a while now. It's just something that nobody's been able to cross that bridge yet just because of life. And then it happened, and it kind of brute forced its way into happening. But that was interesting. Yeah, a lot of stuff went down. I ended up coming back for a weekend for the stuff. Yeah, no, that was stressful. If you were in stream, I think one weekend, it was I think it was the weekend, I think it was 2 weekends before Thanksgiving. If you were in that stream and I abruptly left, that's what happened. Abruptly into the stream without a trace. That's what happened. And yeah. It has been a hectic year, and that was paraphrasing the ever-loving hell out of it. A lot of that stuff was a whole lot more in depth. There's a whole lot more to that, but yeah, that's what happened. It's been a hectic year, stressful year, a year of uncertainty. I was a broken person for almost the first half of it. And then dealing with the family stuff and dealing with all the other stuff, and then dealing with my rent stuff, and then all that was just awful. Oh, that was stressful. But that all happened, and yeah. But honestly, life happened, it sucked, but I don't know. I don't think I have the right to complain about the year. I don't think I have the right to complain. It just happened. I don't know. I don't like complaining about, like, or like dealing with life. It's like, what's life? Shit happens. Shit happens, that's for sure. I don't know, shit went down for me, but I don't know, it's life. You know, it's just what happened. It's what had to happen. And yeah, I can't change it now, so why would I be sour about it? But probably the one thing that like remained constant, and the one thing that I was like thinking to myself over the last few weeks, is that I legitimately think that YouTube and Twitch, but primarily YouTube, like streaming and making videos and doing all that kind of stuff, I think that kept me so grounded this year. And like being able to like interact with people in chat, making videos, editing videos, even, you know, I don't like to do heavy edits, but it's still fun to throw stuff together and post it. That was a lot of fun. And I think that kept me sane this year, was that. I legitimately think that saved me this year, because if I didn't have that outlet at the beginning of the year, I don't know where I would be right now. I don't know where I would be. That is a scary thought to think about. Like, looking back on it, if I didn't have the outlet of YouTube and Twitch if I didn't have that outlet, I don't know where I would be right now. But yeah, that was good. And then of course, you know, I think I started streaming consistently January 15th of 2024. I think that's when I started. And then, yeah, I garnered a community. The community's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. You know, I have the streams. I made the server. I got partnered on YouTube, and I got affiliated on Twitch, which is crazy. That is insanity that happened in the space of a year, basically. Because, like, I've been posting on YouTube since 2018, and oh my god, yeah, I've been posting on YouTube for like 6 years now. That's crazy, man. But yeah, been doing that since then. But like, I really started like consistently doing stuff this year, and then I gained so much from that. Both like I gained a community. I learned about like YouTube and like video and that kind of stuff. I learned about cameras. I learned about mics. I learned about all kinds of fun stuff. I learned about like equipment and, you know, like algorithm stuff, like all that kind of stuff. That was a lot of fun. And, you know, come later this year, you know, I have something to show for that. I got paid by YouTube. I got paid by Twitch at the end of this year. It wasn't all that much, but I mean, it was like I got paid. Like, that's crazy. So I have something to show for that. So that was really cool. And yeah, I think that kept me sane this year, was me being able to go and stream a game and have fun with the community and film a video that was probably about nothing important at all, but film it, throw it together, and post it, and it's just fun. But yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but it's January 1st right now. First day of 2025. I'm going to try and get this out the same day, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I probably went back and forth between saying like this year, referring to 2024, and saying this year and referring to 2025. So please use your context clues of me jumbling around what I'm talking about, dates and stuff. Josie, come here. The horses decided to walk up next to the shelter, so now Josie's freaking out. She wants to go chase them. You're okay. But yeah, 2024 was hectic. It was bad. It was awful, but I don't want to complain because there's no point in doing so. But honestly, I feel like at the end of 2024, I feel like going into 2025, I myself am in such a better headspace going forward. Like, I'm in a very... Josie is shaking, staring at the horses. You're okay. Josie, you're okay. Josie, you're okay, little girl. I'm in a much better headspace going forward. Dad's getting the help he needs. I went through all my garbage. I'm actually happy in school for the first time ever. I'm happy in college. I'm a history major, and I'm studying stuff I actually want to study instead of studying the stuff I felt like I should be studying. Yeah, no. I'm in a much better position now than I was a year ago. I'm in a much better position now than I was 6 months ago. Yeah. It was hectic. It was awful. If you're watching this, you are probably part of the reason that got me through 2024. You're probably part of what got me through 2024 if you're watching this video. Because, yeah, it was interesting. It was awful. But at the same time, like, I learned a lot about myself. I did a lot of life things. I learned a lot as a young, stupid adult. Josie, you're okay. And now I am where I am. And, yeah. Yeah. I think that's about all I have. I don't know. But, I don't know. I didn't really have a structure for this video. I wanted to film it yesterday, but it didn't feel right filming it in 2024. It feels right filming it in 2025. About 2024. Josie, you're fine. But I think that's all I have to say about the year. So thank you for watching. Thank you for helping me be sane in 2024. And I'm looking forward to a fantastic 2025 in my college life, in my personal life, in my YouTube life. I'm looking forward to a fantastic 2025 in all aspects of my life, because I am way better off now than I was a year ago. So yeah. Thank you for watching, and yeah. Thank you for being here. I'll see you around.